said, no, y'all don't think y'all need to do that. And then Dad was kind of like, yeah, I think it'd be all right.
Is that what they're supposed to tell your mother? Tell her that when you found me, I was here, and I was with the only brothers that I have left.
If you're thinking this sounds like the movie Saving Private Ryan, the twins have an older brother, not in the military. That's how they're able to serve together.
Seeing how we're twins, we're best friends, you know. Yeah. Some twins, they don't get along that well, but we get along great.
As part of the Dixie Thunder Brigade, they'll be in the same battery, but different platoons. So how can their fellow soldiers tell the identical twins apart?
Well, after... Oh. Well,
I'm a little chunkier. He's a little skinnier.
Yeah.
And you can tell on the face. I got a little fatter face than he does. So.
And now they're facing a new challenge. Their first deployment, made a little easier with the other by their side.
That makes it a lot easier. If he was somewhere else, I'd be worried all the time. I'd be like having to send word, hey, you all right?
Brotherly love. I love it. Thank you, Emily, for the story. The Huff brothers, along with more than 4,000 other Mississippi National Guard soldiers, will leave in the coming weeks for a year-long tour in the Middle East. Of course, we thank them all for their service and wish them a safe journey back home. It is now time for Stacy with your News at 5 recap. Stace?
Thank you, Brittany. If you are just joining us, here's a quick recap of our top news stories today at 5. A Roscoe boy is still listed in serious condition after being shot during what's being called an accidental shooting in Fisher County this weekend. Family members say he was shot when someone fired a gun to kill a rattlesnake. And a West Texas firefighter dies from a medical emergency on the job. Fallen firefighter Richard Andy Lawler Jr. of Weatherford. Body is being taken to Tarrant County from Odessa. As it passed through the Big Country, first responders and residents lined the procession route to pay their respects. And it's not the traffic congestion necessarily bugging Nolan County drivers, but instead damage to vehicles. Some drivers say the construction work is damaging their tires and windshields. TxDOT says the road work was needed, but officials would not comment on damage complaints.
Still ahead on KTAB News at 5, the name change that's flipped the internet on its head.
Plus, Sam has a final check of the forecast live from the Taylor County Expo Center coming up after this break.
KTAB News at 5 continues.
Well, the temperatures are not the only things heating up. The competition is also doing that at the Texas High School Rodeo Finals.
And it's all taking place as we've been watching the Taylor County Expo Center, and that's where Sam rejoins us. Hey, Sam.
I'm going to have a great week out here at the Texas High School Rodeo Finals. I want to remind everybody because it's going to be sunny and hot, temperatures running in the mid to upper 90s, and with the humidity, it's going to give us a heat index of about 100. You're going to need lots of water, and I get to debut tonight the official on-the-road KTAB koozies that we'll be giving away in July on the road. I got me one to take with me today, and I'll have it with me all week long, but we're going to be giving these away on the road. How about that, guys? I get to break one out today here at the Rodeo Finals. We've got the horses here. We've got the competitors, over 600 of them all week long. Lots of events. Come out, get some great entertainment, and back to these boys and girls that are out here as competitors. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Sam. Those are pretty neat. I hadn't seen those yet.
Water's definitely needed today.
Water is needed, and KTAB on the road coming up the week of the 9th through the 13th of July, so we'll be previewing that as we get a little closer and hope to see you. But before we leave you tonight, last week IHOP tweeted that it was changing its name to IHOB. Social media abuzz after the cryptic announcement. What could the B stand for? Bacon, biscuits, breakfast. Today, IHOP finally revealed the mystery. The B stands for burgers. The restaurant says the name change is only a temporary marketing campaign, and they want to be known for, it did work. Everyone's talking about it.
We are, and now I'm hungry. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you at 6. Until then, good night.
Good night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, the College World Series field is almost set, with 8 teams battling for 4 spots in Omaha today. In the Super Regionals, the Texas Longhorns coming off a 4-2 victory to survive against Tennessee Tech and force a Game 3. The Horns eyeing a trip back to Omaha for the first time since 2014, doing it for Augie this season. Top of the 9th, 2 outs. Nolan Kingham gets Brennan Kaleahea to ground out to shortstop for the final out of the game, and with that, Texas takes down the top offense in the country 5-2 to advance to their 36th College World Series, the first ever College World Series appearance for head coach David Pierce. Very exciting times. Now the Texas Tech Red Raiders also eyeing a trip to Omaha today in Game 3 against Duke in Lubbock. Scoreless until the bottom of the 3rd. Gabe Holt gets all of that ball as he launches it over the right field fence for a solo homer. Tech takes a 1-0 lead. We move to the top of the 4th now. Duke response. Jimmy Herron with a chopper to short. Nieves cannot get the ball out. Herron is safe at first with an RBI as a run comes home. Blue Devils tie it up at 1 apiece. Red Raiders make them pay for that. In the bottom of the frame, Michael Davis with a 2-run blast out to center field. Tech leads it 3-1. Now Duke is looking to make their first trip to the College World Series in 57 years, but Tech is trying to make it back for the first time since 2016. There's a score from Lubbock right there. One more game for you tonight, Game 3 between Cal State Fullerton and Washington. The Huskies 1 strike away from their first ever bid to the College World Series. Jake Paveltich grounds to the mound, but it's ricochets off dimmers. Mitchell Berryhill scores, and we have a tied ball game. Fullerton took the lead 4-3 in the bottom of the 9th. Jonathan Schiffer sends this one through the 5-6 hole into left field. The throw is cut off, and we are tied yet again, so we get extra baseball. Top of the 10th now. Hank Lafort crushes this one to right field, and that one going, and gone. Titans lead by a run, but Washington would respond in the bottom of the 10th with a bases-loaded ground out to score a run and tie the game up at 5 later in the inning. Bases are loaded for Kaiser Weiss, who flies this one out to left. That will have enough distance as Jordan scores the winning run. Now, there's nothing better than free baseball in the playoffs, and this one certainly did not disappoint. Washington advances to the College World Series for the first time in school history with their 6-5 victory. Coming back to town now, the American Southwest Conference announced their annual awards today, and Hardin-Simmons soccer standout Kenny Kessler receives the ASC Female Athlete of the Year award. Kessler had the best season in ASC women's soccer history with her conference record 37 goals. She helped lead the Cowgirls to their 15th straight ASC championship, and they made their way all the way to the NCAA Final Four. So another big congratulations to Kenny Kessler. That's all the time that I have for sports. Let's go back to the desk.
for the 5, so yeah. All right, can you do this mic check real quick? Tell them all right, we're going.
Tell them all that. Mic check, Sam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All right, we're good.
Hang on, let me get it in place. Brittany's mic check. We're still figuring out where it's supposed to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brittany's mic check. Okay, that's probably where it'll be. Are we good? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is again? Who's that for?
That's you.
Brittany's mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brittany's.
Bob's mic, checking Bob's mic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now, from your weather authority, your KTAB Forecast First.
It's going to be a great week out here at the Texas High School Rodeo Finals at the Expo Center. You can tell it's hot and windy, and going to be slowly cooling down tonight, off and on breezy. Will be about 74 to 76 in the morning. Muggy conditions, and then tomorrow about 85 by lunchtime. Southerly winds gusting to 20 miles an hour, and then tomorrow afternoon once again 96. But with these muggy conditions, it'll feel like about 100. We've got a lot going on here this afternoon with Alex and Haley coming up in just a little bit. You'll meet them and find out what they get to do for fun. That's your forecast first. KTAB News at 6 starts now.
With coverage you can count on. This is KTAB News at 6.
An Abilene teenager is going to Washington for a congressional medal. KTAB's Stacey Wormel tells you how she earned the gold.
And another in-flight emergency for a Dias B-1 bomber exactly 1 month after another Dias B-1 was forced to land.
Plus, one of the rodeo athletes in Abilene for the high school rodeo finals tells KTAB's Nathan Reeve what got him into the rodeo ring. Good evening. Thank you for choosing KTAB News, coverage you can count on. I'm Brittany Paulette.
And I'm Bob Bartlett. A young Abilene teen has spent more than 600 hours over the past few years volunteering in the community, and it's her heart to serve that's earning her some big-time recognition.
That's right. 18-year-old Elizabeth Walker is receiving the Congressional Gold Medal next week in Washington, D.C. KTAB's Stacey Wormel has tonight's top story.
Elizabeth Walker spends most of her time working to serve others.
We've always been very blessed.
It's something learned from her parents.
They've always taught me that it's better to do it kind of in the sidelines, like you don't have to announce the help you're giving, just give it.
But lately, it's the amount of hours she's given that's earning her some recognition.
I've come on a few occasions to just really watch her, and she connects with the people. I mean, she truly enjoys the guests that come in through the soup kitchen.
Elizabeth is receiving the Congressional Gold Medal for Young Americans after volunteering more than 600 hours in 2 years.
It's a program that has facets of community service and personal development and physical fitness.
Her work at City Light Ministries helped her gain this honor.
I help with preparing the food and getting it on the line and ready to be served, and then I actually serve on the line.
Serving lunch on Mondays and Wednesdays.
So this is just part of my routine. It doesn't feel like a chore to come.
And along with her involvement in her homeschool's archery team and a part-time job, Walker was able to meet the requirements for this award.
And someone recommended participating in the Congressional Award, and that's where we heard about it, and we pretty much immediately were like, I think that's something I could do and something I want to do.
And serving her community.
I've just always loved serving, and so it doesn't feel like, it's not hard work for me.
It's something she wants to continue doing. In Abilene with coverage you can count on. Stacey Wormel, KTAB News.
Wow, very deserving of the honor. Thank you, Stacey. The last Congressional Gold Medal Award given in this congressional district was nearly 15 years ago.
KTAB News has learned that another in-flight emergency has been recorded for a B-1B Lancer bomber based at Dias Air Force Base. This news file video shows a B-1 maneuvering at Dias. In the most recent incident, a B-1 had just taken off from Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam Field in Hawaii. A few minutes after takeoff, on its way back to Dyess, an in-flight emergency was declared. The plane returned safely and no one was hurt. The 7th Bomb Wing confirmed for military.com that this happened on June 1st. It was a month earlier, on May 1st, when a Dyess B-1 made an emergency landing in Midland. The incident you see here led to the grounding of all B-1s around the world. The Air Force says that the emergency involved a problem with the ejection seats for the flight crew. The Hawaii incident was a different problem and was quickly fixed, according to Air Force Times. But since B-1s are all grounded, it remains in Hawaii. The Texas High School Rodeo Finals bring 1,000 or so high school students and their families to Abilene each year.
KTAB's Nathan Grieve talks to one competitor who is excited to be part of a family tradition.
Will Edelman hasn't been involved in rodeo his whole life, but it's been close.
I won my first buckle when I was 7, and since then it's just gone uphill. It's all been lots of roping, lots of practice.
Growing up in a rodeo family laid the foundation for Will today.
The rodeo itself has been a big part ever since I was born. My dad rodeoed when I was little. My mom ran barrels a little. It's just something I was born into, and I really like it. It's lots of fun. I get to meet new people all the time, and lots of competition.
Still, plans for the future are never far off.
He'll graduate and move on to college and go to college rodeos, and he'll get a college degree and buy his card and go to pro rodeos, but education is very important.
Even though he's got years of experience, there's always room for improvement.
It's lots of fun too, and it's a really good experience. It teaches me a lot about how to ride horses and how to be a better horseman. I had lots of mistakes, but lots to work on. That's part of it. You know, it's hardly ever perfect. Every day I learn something new. There's never a day you don't learn something.
From the Texas High School Rodeo Finals, with coverage you can count on, Nathan Grieve, KTAB News.
Always learning. Thank you, Nathan. The rodeo finals will last all week long, and we will continue to bring you these stories of the people who are participating.
KTAB coverage of the 2018 Texas High School Rodeo Finals is sponsored locally by Capital Farm Credit. Together, we're better.
Coming up on KTAB News at 6, summer travel time usually means gas prices are on the rise. Is this year any different? We'll let you know a little bit later.
But now, Sam joins us live from the Texas High School Rodeo Finals with what is going on at the Taylor County Expo Center, plus the forecast. Hey, Sam.
I'm telling you, right here at the Expo Center is going to be the hub of all activity in the city of Abilene for the rest of the week, with the Texas High School Finals Rodeo in town. And coming up after the break, we're going to have the weather for the rest of the week. And these two young ladies are going to talk about and demonstrate their event that they specialize in right after the break.
With coverage you can count on. Bob Bartlett,
Brittany Paletz,
and Chief Meteorologist Sam Nichols. This is KTAB News at 6.
Now, Chief Meteorologist Sam Nichols with your Weather Authority forecast.
We're back with two competitors that are in town this weekend. We have Alex Kaufman and Haley Novak. Talk a little about your events this week.
I'm competing in the goat tying and the breakaway.
All right, there's two, and you're...
I'm in the goat tying, breakaway, and the barrel racing.
All right, now we're going to talk about the goat tying and the breakaway and all of that. Explain just a little bit about those events.
Goat tying, you run your horse down there and you step off and tie the goat 3 legs. Breakaway, you just rope the calf around its neck and it pops off from the saddle horn.
Now, what made you want to get involved in these activities?
Oh goodness, it's just an adrenaline rush, and it's a speed event, so you got to be fast and you got to be quick, and it's just a good deal to do.
Now, leading up to this, like any big event, you had to put in a lot of hours. How many hours a week do you practice, and what did you do leading up to this?
I probably practice about 4 hours a day, and I just keep my horses in shape and make sure they're healthy, and I stay in shape and stay healthy.
And how about you?
I do about the same thing. I rope about I don't rope for 4 hours a day, but I rope about every day, and I try to rope the dummy 100 times in a row, and if I don't, start over, and you just got to keep consistent at it and get that muscle memory down.
All right, well, I'm going to have this dummy step out of the way. You two ladies back up. Let's show everybody what you do. All right, we're really proud to have all of the competitors in this week. Now, those ropes are not like the old horsehair ropes. Those are synthetic ropes, and let's step up. They're getting warmed up. There goes Alex. There you go, right off the bat. One and done. One and done. Great job, ladies. Now, when you do that, when did you first start throwing a loop?
I've done this my whole life. My dad pro rodeo, so from the time I could walk, I had a rope in my hands. I'm kind of the opposite. I started roping about 2 years ago, so I'm kind of new to the...
What's the hardest part about it? What is the greatest variable where things go wrong most of the time?
You know, it's hard. These are animals. They're live animals, and you know, sometimes the horses don't work with you, or the cows, or you know, they have minds of their own. So sometimes it's hard overcoming that diversity. For me, it's my mental game. I get in my own head, and I'm my biggest competition. So if I get in my own head, it just goes not very good from there. So that's my biggest.
I know the feeling. Throw one more apiece. We'd like to see it one more time as we get ready to start the weather. But let's see one more loop apiece. It's fascinating to see the intensity, the concentration, the athleticism of these young ladies. And we want all of you to come out this week and enjoy the entertainment that these athletes provide for us here in town. Thank you so much, Alex and Haley. We got to talk a little weather. Let's look at our Texas satellite and radar. Was that not an impressive demonstration of skill from these young ladies? Not much going on in Texas. We have a little cold front up north. That's not going to come in, unfortunately. It's going to stall out north of here. Max Live radar is running clear. Not anything at all to see. Mostly clear skies. Very dry conditions across the area. As far as temperatures here in Abilene, it's been another hot one here in the Key City. And if you look at these statistics, you see some interesting things. As far as Abilene's concerned, not 95 degrees, everybody's going to be hot. But look at that dew point, 66. That means it is very damp around here. Winds out of the southeast right now at 18, gusting a little higher at times. Let's look at these area temperatures. One thing about area temperatures, keep in mind, Mitchell County, all you folks in Mitchell County, you're under a heat advisory until 8 o'clock tonight. Sweetwater, 100 degrees, 97 in Coleman, 95 in Brownwood, right at 99 in Snyder, still extremely hot here at 6 o'clock. Look at those dew points around the area. When I talk about it being a very damp atmosphere and a very muggy feel, as we look at the dew points, look at that 54 in Sweetwater, everybody else in the 60s. That's a very humid atmosphere, so we have to talk about the heat index. It feels like right now, look at these numbers. You bump it up across the board, the feel-like temperature across the big country, you bump it up 2 to 5 degrees. If you're in Stanford, it feels like 102. Knox City, 101, you get the idea. My forecast for tonight for Abilene, it's going to be mostly clear. Mid-70s for an overnight low temperature. Breezy at times. It'll be slowly getting to 75. Southeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusting to 20 at times. Tomorrow, sunny, windy, hot, muggy, 96 for a high temperature. It'll feel like 100 most of the afternoon. Southerly winds gusting to 20 miles an hour. For Brownwood in the heartland, mostly clear and breezy. And again, it's going to be muggy, 74 overnight. And then tomorrow, 95, sunny, hot, and humid. with southerly winds 10 to 15, gusting to 20. And then 7-day forecast, look for situations much like today, lots of sun, lots of heat, and muggy conditions. So once again, we want to say thanks to Haley and to Alex. They were great for being with us today. We really appreciate their efforts and appreciate